We are here to pay our respects and to acknowledge the accomplishment of a pioneer warrior who 65 years ago paved the way for this competition. He was a fighter who took on any challengers in what we most realistic, bone-breaking, bare-knuckle fights that the civilized world has ever seen. The fighting world respectively addresses him as the Grandmaster Hélio Gracie. But my brothers and I are proud to call him father. It's with much love and respect that I present this commemorative plaque to Hélio Gracie, the first Ultimate Fighter.
When Joe Louis, the heavyweight champion of the world, arrived in Brazil on tour, my father immediately issued a challenge. I'll give $16,000 to Joe Louis to fight with me this year. And here's a letter from Joe Louis' manager declining the challenge match. And down here, to give you a sample of how daring the old man was on his days in Brazil, with both hands tied up, Hélio Gracie will fight anyone, offering 10,000 cruzeiros to whoever beats him. And down there, no one showed up to fight Hélio Gracie with both hands tied up. So the guy was like a daring dude. In the early 1900s, a former Jiu-Jitsu instructor went to Brazil. My grandfather was a very influential man at the time, helped the Japanese gentleman get established in northern Brazil, and then to show his gratitude, he taught the traditional Jiu-Jitsu to my Uncle Carlos. My father, Hélio, who was the youngest of the 5 brothers, was physically a very frail child, and actually told by the doctors to be kept away from any kind of physical activities. So my father used to sit on the mat and watch my uncles teach classes. And what my father soon realized is that the techniques he had memorized from the traditional Jiu-Jitsu required a certain amount of physical attribute, which he didn't have. So my dad, through trial and error, started adapting that Jiu-Jitsu that he had memorized to something more practical, where the emphasis would be on leverage and technique instead of speed and strength like the Japanese style was. That transformation is what gave birth to what's known today as Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
This is called the mount position. He can't punch me. I could easily punch him. This is the worst place to be in a fight. If you turn to your stomach, so you know how wrestling they go belly down, right, you get choked in a real fight, or punched in the back of the head and your face broken into the cement. So one, your stomach isn't going to solve the problem here. How would you push the guy off without giving your back so you don't get beat up even worse? How would you push me off? If the guy was like, yo man, stay here, Joseph, I miss you, man, come on. Go ahead and push me off, it's okay. Get the cleats and hit him in the face, guys, yeah! Come on, buddy, don't go, Arnold. It's you and me to the end. It's you and me, Arnold. Yes, give me a hug.
What if somebody wants to kidnap your kids? Take them away.
Go get the kids right now, let's go. Push me off, man, for real. Come on, buddy.
You're talking 2 boys now.
Come on, guys, get the kids, let's go.
When we ask you what would you do in this or that situation, our intention is the best as possible. We're by all means not trying to make you feel bad, make you look bad because you can't escape. That's not the idea at all. We're just trying to sell our fish. I want to make sure that when you get out of here, say, dang, why did I wait so long to sign up? What if something like this happened to you last weekend when you were playing with the kids in the park? Some punk jumped on top of you, the other one takes the car away with the kids. In 80 years that our family has been teaching Jiu-Jitsu, not one person ever came up with the right escape.
And it makes complete sense because you're here because you don't know. If you knew 100% how to get out, you'd be at home chilling or at the beach, you know, with the soda. Keep me pinned to the mat and hold down. Squeeze tight though. Don't let legs get out. Don't let them get out. Although all of you are very strong, you guys just grabbed onto me and threw me off with anger. But all he does is he braces himself. So you guys were throwing me with a lot of strength, but it's irrelevant if that strength isn't channeled to some objective, which is what we're going to give you. You burn all your energy and get your face punched in at the same time. Now, what I did when I laid down was both of my hands get one arm, not both, just one. I grab his wrist like this, not like that, like this. And I hook his wrist so that when he wants to brace himself, he can't do that. My hand grabs his elbow on the same arm. My life is this arm right here. And I trap his foot on the same side. Watch the foot trap. And my foot comes over and I hook the foot. So with his arm trapped and the foot trapped right here, when I lift my pelvis straight up, there is nothing to stop him from falling as I go to my knees.
That's a good one. Look at that smile. In order to test his skills, anybody who come up a wrestler, a boxer, or whatever grappler kind of a person could be, my dad would challenge that guy to a fight. Here we have Vlad Zbyszko, former world champion, and Gracie's opponent tomorrow night. My idea in developing the Ultimate Fighting Championship was to create a venue where you could compare the effectiveness of different styles of martial arts.
You're about to see something that you have never seen before, the Ultimate Fighting Challenge.
You put two guys of different styles in a cage-like arena, and where two guys walk in and one guy was going to walk out. No points, no judges, no time limits, and then may the best man win. Karate, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, wrestling, Judo, boxing, what's best? And that's been a big question for many, many years. And for me, it's a question of proving a point, which I believe I'm teaching the most effective form of self-defense in the world. For them, it was a awakening experience because they realized that punches and kicks alone would not be definitely the most effective way of fighting. One of my brothers went in there and defeated all his opponents practically without throwing any punches, just by using techniques and arm locks and submission like that, which is a very humane way, in fact, to defeat your opponent without having to just beat the guy up. That established Gracie Jiu-Jitsu credibility more than anything else. In the early days of the UFC, I had no weight classes because the weight class is irrelevant. If you know Jiu-Jitsu, especially the way we do it, and your opponent doesn't know, I don't care how big he is, he's going to get it, big time.
There they go. Look at that. Is it Eddie Coker? Right for the takedown.
Big judge right away.
Appears to be the guard position. Hoist takes the mount. That's exactly where Hoist wants to be. Hoist, there's the tap. There's the tap.
Anybody who's looking at becoming a professional fighter in the mixed martial arts arena these days, or just realizing that you have to be prepared for a real fight, you have to know, like I said, some variation of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, also known as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And that's, like I said, was my objective in coming to America, was to educate the masses to the importance of having the technique of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to allow you a level of confidence that's unmatched by anything else.
Once again, I think you've proved that you are the ultimate champion. You've beaten everybody, and it looks like you're going to do it from now until forever.
I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the honor of the family, for the name that the family's been putting up for the last 65 years. I'll be doing this until them take my place. When they get their turn, I'll retire.
It's great. This is a big moment for him.
I think Hoist is actually the least excited. He doesn't seem to be smiling at all.
I'm sure there was a lot on his mind the last couple of days.
Championship and $50,000.